And Republican National Committee Communications Director Sean Spicer joins me now with more on what's next for the party after Eric Cantor's stunning loss. Welcome, Sean. I wanted to play for you a bit of my conversation earlier with Tim Hulskamp, who had this to say about the Republican leadership.
This is about a concern amongst conservatives across the country that the Republican establishment isn't listening, isn't following through on the conservative commitments, and Eric Cantor just happened to be the one that lost his job because of that. But at the end of the day, the House leadership is run by the Speaker and his staff, and that's where we need to be directing. I think we need some change. I voted a year and a half ago, said we needed a new leadership team, and I think that's where we should be looking at today.
So what about John Boehner? What about the Republican leadership? Are they now all in jeopardy from the rank and file?
I think John Boehner's done a great job as Speaker, and I think if he seeks re-election, he'll do a great job. He'll get re-elected easily. I think that's a little. I'll let the members of the House talk about how they'll handle that. I think with respect to what happened last night, it was one district, and I think the bigger takeaway on this, and I understand the media frenzy, but let's kind of step back for a moment.
Well, it's not
the 7th Congressional
Sean,
District
is frenzy on Capitol Hill among the House Republicans.
No, Andrea, no, hold on.
But looks like an episode of House of Cards up there today.
Okay. Because media is running around putting microphones in their face. Let me sort of walk it back for a second. The 7th Congressional District of Virginia is and will be a Republican district. That's a fact. We are keeping the seat. There's no question about it.
No
I don't think anybody
one's
disagrees
arguing with that.
Right. And I think David Brat ran a great campaign. Congratulations to him. We look forward to him joining the next Congress. But at the end of the day, here's the reality of what's going on. To sort of step back, big picture for 1 minute. The House of Representatives is controlled by Republicans, and we are going to pick up seats. We are going to grow the majority there. The Senate is controlled by the Democrats right now. We need 6 seats to take over the majority there. And by all estimates, we're really close to doing that. And in fact, we could do much better. We continue to expand the map into states like Iowa, Minnesota, Oregon, Virginia, New Hampshire, et cetera, et cetera. I think that writ large, from when everyone talks about what does this mean for the party is growing and winning. So at the end of the day, everyone needs to take a deep breath, step back, and realize our party is actually doing very well. We're picking up seats in the House, in the Senate. We're doing great with governors. We're picking up additional legislatures.
I wasn't saying that the party is in trouble. I'm just saying that the party is moving to the right, and that the established figures such as Eric Cantor didn't take care of his own district. He was at Starbucks yesterday on Election Day and spent
you're taking
too much money.
Right. And my point...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I guess my point was to sort of give some big picture context to this. But with respect to you saying that what happened last night was the parties moving to the right, it's one district. One district. 2 weeks ago, the narrative was the Tea Party's dead and the establishment has taken over. Now it's week to week, the media changes the narrative. The reality is that we're doing very good as a party, that you can pick out points no matter where you want. John Boehner won his primary with 69%. Mitch McConnell won his with 60%. Senator Lindsey Graham won with 59%. John Cornyn won his a few weeks ago with, well over 5% or whatever it was. You can pick out examples and create a narrative if you want, but all in all, big picture-wise, the party is on the rise. We're doing great. We're picking up seats, and that can't be denied.
Sean, and earlier in the program, I pointed out that Lindsey Graham and Boehner are all doing well in their primaries, so we've made all of those points. I'm just saying something happened last night, and people are taking notice. Thank you very much for joining us.
I agree with you. One district, yes. And I think that David Brat ran a great campaign. He talks about the fact that he's a proud Republican. He campaigned on Republican principles. I think your previous guest, Tom Davis, made a good point that being in the leadership sometimes is a balancing act of trying to help grow the party and help elect other members while at the same time trying to get back. And I think sometimes that's a difficult balancing act. And so there's a great case to be made that David Brat, which his campaign was largely a campaign on getting back to the base and saying, hey, we need a congressman that's entirely focused on the 7th. I think that's something worth exploring. But I think reading way too much into this is a little bit too far.
Sean Spicer, thank you very much from the Republican National Committee.
Thanks, Andrea.
And today we are learning more